Hello, Walking Dead fans. How are you? Here they know what happened on episode 3 of The Ones Who Live. It shows Rick. He's walking through the streets of the city. There's people set up with tents and tables, selling supplies to other survivors that may need stuff. And he comes across Dumpster Lady. And she has like a rig on. She has long black hair. Then it shows later on she's got short hair. She talks and she tells Rick, look, I haven't said anything but known was shown to the higher ups of the CRM. I'm keeping my mouth shut. But you gotta remember the deal you got. Rick's like, I know, we can't escape this place. She said, yes, because if you do, I'll take a bunch of soldiers to Alexandria and all of them and wipe them out. Like Daryl, Maggie, everybody, if they're still alive. So Rick continues on his way, meets up with Michonne. She's taken in the city. And he doesn't even acknowledge it. Like, he just walks away, and she's kind of upset about that. There shows Michonne. She has the same cleanup duties Rick does, which takes out walkers that they bring into the city limits to take them out. Apparently, due to the winds or something like that, a lot of walkers have caught the human scent of the people inside the city. So more and more is shown up outside the city limits. So they start bombing it with the outside area of bombs, try to take out as many walkers as they can. Michonne takes out some walkers and she meets this other person named Keel. And they start talking, and Michonne calls herself Dana because she can't use her name Michonne. And Keel says, damn, she said, you look like you're a badass out there in the world before you got here. The way you've been taking out these walkers and cleanup duty. And Michonne says, no, I just, been living my life, trying to survive the best I can. And Keel's like, no, I see A when I can see one. But she said, my secret, your secret's safe from me. So Keel says, I was picked up. She said, I was just out traveling. I came across the outskirts of the city. Soldiers surrounded me, brought me in. She said, I was living in trees, eating bugs, crickets for a living. She said, I actually like it here. And Michonne walks away. And then Rick walks up to her one day, and they start talking. And Michonne says, when are we going to leave? And Rick says, we can't leave. And Michonne says, well, we got to go back to Judith and the others. You have a daughter. And she still hasn't told him that he has a son. I find that interesting. I don't know why she hasn't told him that yet. Or maybe she has told him, like, off the episode camera. We just haven't. I just don't understand that part, why she hasn't told him about him having a son. Rick tells her, okay, I'll think about it. And then he goes back to his apartment, and Dumpster Lady's there, and she says, so, I see you talking to Michonne. That's a no-no. And then she leaves. So Rick's kind of conflicted, because he does want Michonne to get in trouble with the CRM soldiers. He also wants to leave with her to go back to like everybody, like Judith, Daryl, everybody else. But at the same time, Rick has grown to liking it in the city after all these years of trying to escape. He wants to stay there because it's safe from the outside world with walkers and stuff and people. So Rick's decided he's going to make an escape plan. He goes to this underground like garage that leads out to outside city perimeters, takes out all these walkers that's out in underground there, one by one. Then he meets Michonne on the streets. He hands her a note, and he says, go here. She goes there, opens up a locker, which has an envelope with some keys to open up a door to get outside, and it's like a swampy area. Then she's looking, like, Rick, where are you? Where are you? Then she finds a duffel bag for all these supplies to get away. And there's a note. Rick says, go. I'm staying here. Go. It's not safe for you to be here. And then it shows Rick in his apartment talking to Thorne. Thorne says, what are we going to do now that the guy that kept them there, I forget his name, died? She says, we're the only two left that's going to try to change the CRM to what it should be, which is save everyone, not select a few people, and no more like A's and B's bullshit. And they're called to a meeting. They're having a funeral for the general that died of the chopper crash. And the main general, the guy whose name's hard to pronounce, he delivers a history lesson kind of thing. He says, me and whatchamacallum We end up having this major fight with walkers on the street. We end up surviving. We became friends throughout the years, but we always had different views of how the CRM should be run. We helped form the CRM soldiers. And then he hands Rick a book and takes Thorne away to ask her questions. Rick's getting nervous at this point. Then Rick is walking down the street and he goes by these people doing cleanup duties, and Michonne's there. So he's kind of pissed off. Michonne decided to stay within the city and not leave. So he confronts her with his helmet on. She smacks right off of him. I love it. And he says, what about what we used to have? So what about Daryl, Judith, everybody else back there, she said. Don't you want to get back there to the people that actually are your friends and family, not this bullshit city and these bullshit rules? She said, and she goes to kiss Rick. Rick say, no, we don't know each other. And she says, this is absolute bullshit, and she storms off, pissed off. Michonne's walking through the streets, and she comes across this guy, and he says, hey, Michonne, and she's like kind of taken back that he knows her real name. She walks up to him, he says, so Rick finally found you after all these years. And she says, who are you? He says, Rick got me to make those pictures, carve in those pictures of you and Judith on the cell phones and that. Because he sucks at drawing. Michonne laughed. He said he always kept trying to escape to get back to you guys. He said, but I don't know because he joined the CRM or why he's changed. But he said even it's not the same Rick we know. He said that Rick is still there somewhere, like inside. You just gotta convince him that the city can change. You can bring loved ones to the city, not just yourself. And people can leave freely at any time. They don't have to be eliminated on when they try to escape and stuff. So Michonne goes to talk to Rick, and Rick is in his apartment talking to Thorne. Thorne says, I've been promoted. I'm a higher ranking official now than you. And Rick's kind of like, okay, but we still doing the plan. And she says, I don't know. She says, I'm starting to like it here. I'm starting to like what the CRM are doing. She said, but I do know that all the higher ups are meeting at a base in Omaha or Portland. I don't know which one yet. They're going to discuss future plans of expanding the military around the world. She said, Rick, so that was our chance to talk to them, try to convince them to change the ways. And she says, I don't know. And then Michonne enters the picture. They have a talk, and Thorne agrees to still help Rick with the plan and keep Michonne in the city safe. Then, the next day, she walks up to Michonne and says, I got a job for you. We're heading out of the city on a chopper. Rick overhears this. He volunteers to be a part of the mission as well, which Thorne says, no, we don't need you. But Rick's like, no, I'm coming. Because Rick is skeptical about how Thorne's now a higher ranking official. She's having second thoughts about trying to change the CRM objectives and rules and stuff. So they go on a chopper, and they go to this place where apparently CRM soldiers were doing security detail, but walkers had gotten through. They don't find the soldiers. They just find a bunch of walkers. So Rick, Thorne, a handful of soldiers to take out the walkers. And she orders Michonne, stay behind, your cleanup duty. Michonne's pissed off still at this point. Takes this like makeshift cart with like a noise device and stuff and runs into the fog, taking out walkers. Rick joins her. And it kind of brings back like old memories of them working together from years ago. And they set the card up to explode. They set the noisemaker off, explosion. And then they kiss in the fog. And she's like, now's a chance to get the hell out of here. It's foggy out. They won't be able to find us. So Rick again decides he doesn't want to leave the city. He's conflicted. So then it shows Thorne. And she has her gun sight right on Michonne. Rick sees this, stops her, tells her, stay focused on your objective. The walkers show up, so she fends off the walkers. The episode ends with Michonne and Rick on the chopper, heading back to the city. Amidst this massive thunderstorm. It's raining, thunder and lightning going out. The chopper's shaky. And Michonne decides to unbuckle. And Rick tries to stop her for doing something. She opens up the chopper door and basically like spears her and Rick through the door down below. I'm sorry. Damn, I don't know. She like when she looked down, she's seen water or what? But if not, that's gonna be one rough landing from Michonne and Rick there. That's how the episode ends. I liked it because it's showing two sides of Rick. The Rick that we know throughout the Walking Dead history, but now it's also this version of Rick that likes being a soldier, wants to change the CRM from within, but he also wants to stay in the city because it's safe, it's secured, it's safety, and all that. And Michonne wants Rick to go back to Alexandria, leave this place behind, or bring like Daryl, Maggie, all them to this place, take it over, and have it be safe zone for everyone, not just select few people. There you have it, folks. I can't wait for episode 4. Is Rick going to be pissed off? Michonne speared him through the chopper. Now they're basically either got to go back to the city or they're on the run now. What are your thoughts on Thorne? Do you think she's going to end up eventually turning on Rick and Michonne, or is she going to still go with the objective? What's up with the dumpster lady? One minute she wants to help Rick, the next minute she doesn't. She's even threatening to take the soldiers out to Alexandria, take out Daryl and all of them. So, how does she, that was the question, how does she know about Maggie, Daryl, all of them still being alive? The only way I can think of this is that they have, like, the choppers going over here, they're spying on people in Alexandria and the Commonwealth, stuff like that. Or like they had her, she was like a spy amongst the survivors for years on the Walking Dead season. So maybe there's another person in the Commonwealth that's a CRM soldier in disguise. Because there's got to be a way that she's keeping track of Judith and all of them, and Daryl, all of them, right? There's just got to be a way. So that's why I think it is. She has a spy there, or they're overseeing it from like binoculars or chopper view and stuff. There you have it, folks. Stay safe, everybody. To sweet bye.